Yeah, we're live. Let's see. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Hmm. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're just joining in, I want to see your TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. This is another beautiful Friday night. And as always, I am excited to be here with you tonight. Are you ready for a hangout? Yes, 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 yes. Just a second. Let me try to get this one up and running as well. Hello, hello, welcome. I want to see your TGIF as you join in. Please put your TGIF and where you're joining in from. Welcome, 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 welcome. Good evening, Vivian. How are you? Thank you for joining in tonight. Please, if you're joining in, kindly put in your name and where you're joining in from today. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited to, right? We wrap up our conversation tonight. Just a minute, I'm trying to set up this other phone so I can, okay, this, okay. Hello, gay, hello, confidence. Welcome. Yay, you're early today. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, everyone. Nice to see you. So, today we're going to be concluding our conversation on the basics of business development. So, you're joining in, just put in your name, where you're joining in from, and you can be sure we're going to have a nice time tonight. You know, the whole of this month of May, every Friday, we spend time discussing um, business development. We've touched on practically most of the basics, the foundational issues. And I'm hoping that by now, there are a number of things you would have, taken out of our conversation. You may have started implementing. It will be good to hear from you what has worked for you, what things you have changed as a result of the conversation we've had this month of May. So tonight we're going to be looking at the final bit of the basis of business development for the month of May, and that is we are going to be answering the question: when should I expand my business? Should I even expand my business? Right? Should I expand my business? Are you ready for expansion in your business? Or is it too premature for you to expand in your business? And this is a very key conversation. Just so sorry, I'm trying to get to my other page so I can also see everyone that's joining in. I have some challenge with this page. So just bear with me. Okay. So oh so we're going to be looking at the different aspects of business expansion. Are you ready to expand? Is it time for you to expand? Or do you just need to maintain the status quo? Now, there are different things, there are different factors you need to consider if you're in business before you talk about expansion. And it's also important to put out that it's not everyone that the truth is not everyone wants to grow a multi-millionaire business. It's not everyone that wants to grow the business to a conglomerate. So some people just want to stay in their small space, and that's fine. Your dreams are valid. Your dreams are really valid. The key thing here is at whatever level you are in, growth is important. And for growth to happen, and there are basic things you need to be doing. And then for you to deliberately, intentionally decide that you want to expand your business, there are key things you need to look at. And if those factors are not yet in place, I would say hold on. I would say hold on. Now, one of the experience I've had over the years, both as a coach, a consultant, and from my own personal experience running several businesses, is that sometimes we make sentimental decisions just because we feel everybody else is going a route. We just want to go that route. We're not considering if it's time is ripe for us, if we have the capacity, and so many other things. So there are 4 or 5 key things I want us to think about and talk about tonight in terms of market expansion. We're going to look at the structure. We're going to look at finance. We're going to look at capacity. We're going to look at customer base. And then we're going to look at the future prospects, right? These are very, very key factors you need to consider before you start talking about expansion. You also even need to look at what your competitors are also doing. What are they really doing in the market? What is happening in your market? You can't just sit down in your own space and decide, oh, it's time to expand. Let's expand. You need to be sure that your market can even absorb. So let me start from the first point I made out, which is let's look at structure. Now, if you're deciding you want to expand your business, the key question you should ask yourself is, do I have the business structure to carry the expansion? Is my business structure able to absorb the growth? And so reflect on where you are right now. Is your business structure able to absorb the growth? Now, what do I mean by this? If you remember last week, we talked about some of the things you need to put in place to enhance or strengthen your business structure. And I want you to just reflect on that conversation. You can't be talking about expansion when you haven't formalized a lot of processes, you don't have policies, you don't have the requisite team members or capacity, to absorb the growth that is coming in. You will just collapse. It's just like trying to build a house without, making sure that your foundation is solid. There are certain houses that will be built, and when the foundation is not solid, it starts cracking. You start seeing cracks on the wall of the house. And before long, there's a very big hole or gap within the wall, and they have to come in and do a lot of restructuring. That's what happens to businesses when you don't have a strong structure. So when I talk about structure, I'm talking about all of this, the systems, the policies you have, the team members there, all of these things speaks to your structure. So before you talk about, I sold 100,000 last week, I sold it, it's time to expand, maybe I need to add more goods, I need to have more outlets. Sometimes you're managing a shop, you want to have 3-4 shops. Sometimes you're in one city, you want to move to 5 or 6 cities. Sometimes you're just selling a particular brand of product, or you're offering specific services, and now you want to add 2-3 more services to it. That is the kind of thing I'm talking about, the kind of expansion I'm talking about. So look within. Do you have that structure to that would be able to handle all of these things? Is one thing to handle, one location. By the time you open second location, third location in your business, you see how difficult it is. You have to, in fact, if you're not well grounded in terms of managerial skills, systems in place, policies, and all of that, it will just ground your business. So before you start moving and expanding, be sure that you've done the first thing first. Be sure that you've done the first thing first, which is what? Strengthen your business structure. When strengthen your business structure, have systems in place. Do you have a financial management system? Do you have an administrative management system? Do you have systems in place that really can help institutionalize your business? So that if one staff or the other leaves, your business is institutionalized and some other person can just come in and fill in the gap. Or even it's easy for people to step in and support, So don't be in a hurry. Just don't be in a hurry. I would always recommend that you solidify your base first. Run in that base for a while, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and then you're ready to fly. Because really, it takes about, between 3 to 5 years to solidify your business in a specific area. So imagine when you start off first year, you're doing the second year, you're layering quickly. You're just layering. It becomes too heavy for your structure because your structure is still struggling. You're still learning the structure. You're still finding the gaps. No matter how, I said this last week, no matter how skilled you are, no matter how experienced you are, there's still some level of mistakes. There's still some level of learning curves you would have to go through in any new business. So give that business time to solidify itself before you burden it with a whole lot of other things. You're stretching the business thing. So instead of expanding, why don't you dig deep and solidify your structures? Why don't you do that first of all? Once you do that, you enable the business to build what I call resilience. So no matter what hits the business, your business has that capacity to bounce back. Your business has that capacity to bounce back. I gave this example last week. A lot of small businesses went under during this COVID period. They didn't have that room. They didn't have that flexibility to withstand the pandemic. And at the same time, we saw, new businesses come up. We also saw existing businesses adapt. They pivoted and changed a lot of things, and they're thriving now. And that's what I want us to do with businesses. Let us make sure that the foundation on which we are building our business is solid, is really solid, before you start talking about expanding your business. The second thing I want us to even look at is in terms of capacity. And when I talk about capacity, I'm also looking at the skill set. What skill set do you have within your business that would ensure that if you have the demand and you're able to supply, you're able to maintain that tempo? There's some businesses that will start off, and by the time the demand starts rolling in, you find them struggling. They're struggling, and before long, they start messing up a whole lot of things. I don't want to call the name of the airline. It was a popular airline that started a few years down the line. And then, we had an existing one that was so bad, got so bad. And one of the reasons why it got so bad in terms of service delivery was it stretched itself so thin. Instead of flying 2 routes, it would go to maybe Enugu, Abuja, Lagos. Then instead of expanding into different places in the north, different places in the south, it placed a whole lot of burden that the business either did not envisage, or if they did, they didn't have the necessary capacity to handle that. And so from 5 minutes delay, 10 minutes delay, we got to 30 minutes due to operational reasons. You had 1 hour, 2 hours, sometimes outright cancellation of flights. And so this is really, really very key. This is really, really very key that you need to be sure that when the demand, and if it is there, you have that capacity to meet it on a sustainable basis. On a sustainable basis. So that's why I keep saying, find your tempo, understand the rhythm. Understand the rhythm. Get into the rhythm and see how it goes. Take it slow and easy before you just throw yourself out there and you find yourself struggling. When you expand too quick, too fast, you will crash. It's not sustainable. You even need time to build some certain level of capacities, because experience, there's a lot to do with experience. If you see someone that has run a particular business for 5 years, 10 years, and you find someone that person that has run the business for 1 year, the experience level is on a whole different scale altogether. because there's a lot of experiential knowledge that has been built. With some of these things, you don't even learn in any coaching class. You don't learn in school. You only learn by doing it, making the mistakes, learning it, and then you just know how to adapt it. This is where innovation comes into play. And that's what even becomes the differentiating factor between one business and the other. That experience, that uniqueness, you look at it, you bring your own individuality into it, your experience into it, your technical skill set, and before long, you now know how to make things work. So capacity is really key. Do not neglect capacity. You need to be sure that for whatever business you're going into, the capacity exists for you to function at that level. I know there was a time someone asked, I want to go into, I want to open, I want to, she wanted to go into the fashion industry. She didn't know jack about the industry. She was just willing to be not even really an investor, because if you're an investor, then you will do your due process, right? You want to be sure that you're investing your money in a place and with persons or organizations that really have that capacity as well to give you returns. But if you just go and establish a business, you put staff in there, you don't have the capacity, you didn't go ahead to employ personnel with capacity to drive the business, you're just wasting your money, you're burning your money. So capacity is important. Capacity is very important. You need managerial capacity, you need financial capacity, you need data analysis capacity. There's a lot of capacity you need in business. And that's why an entrepreneur is called a risk taker. It's a risk. Being an entrepreneur is a risk, but you can also mitigate the risk. You can reduce the risk by making sure that you put some of these things we're discussing into play. And you see, capacity is not a one-off thing. You need to keep improving yourself. You need to invest in yourself and invest in your business. There are two forms of investment. Investment you make in human resources and investment you make in the business proper, which may be financial investment, but there are also investments you need to make in terms of strengthening the technical skill set of the personnel involved in running the business. And perchance you're the only one running your business. You still need to build your skill set. Sorry, I had to quickly take time off. You still need to build your skill set in running your business. So skill set is extremely important, right? So don't look down on it. Don't take it for granted. Now, it's not a one-off, because for you to remain relevant in your industry, there are innovations, there are technologies coming up, sprouting up every day. So you need to be able to adapt yourself to those new technologies and look at how you can apply it in your business. Even if you're a solopreneur, meaning that you're running your business alone, you don't have anybody running your business. It comes back to what I said at the first week when we're talking about the basics of business development. It starts from your vision. What vision do you have for your business? The vision you have for your business, is what drives your processes, is what drives the kind of investment you make. It drives the decisions you make in your business. So if you're not very clear as to the future of your business, you will find yourself doing a lot of things that are not coordinated. They're not taking you to anywhere in particular. You're running around. If somebody comes up to you and say, storage is the new business in town, you want to add it to your business. Someone come down and say, selling clothes is making money. You're in there. So anything that is coming out, you're jumping in there. You wouldn't have the focus to say, no, this is not for me. This is good. This is profitable, but that's not in my vision. That is not where I see my business going. So you need to be very clear as to the future of your business. If you're not very clear as to the future of your business, it is difficult to grow your business. It is difficult for you to invest. It's difficult for you to build the necessary capacity required. So you need to invest in your business. You need to also invest in the business. looking at the human resources, either if it's just you or you have someone else supporting you or you already have a small team in place. Capacity is very, very key. And like I said, it happens in continuum if you have to remain relevant in your industry. It's not a one-off. One of the things I've learned to do, and this did not just happen, this is something I, I would say I stumbled on it. And then when I started going through coaching, with my coach, I learned a lot of things. There were some things were validated, some things were new to me. And I learned them and I started running with them. And it made a lot of difference. You see, till date, every year, one of the things I do is to look at the skills I need to enhance. I create a budget for it. I create budget for it. I look at what do I need to invest on in my business? What kind of skills do I need to run the business at the level I've envisioned it for this year, for next year? So always think about that. Not everything you would get free. Some persons say, oh, you go to everything you want to Google, you can get, you go to YouTube. Yes, but to an extent. People that pay to get taught, people that pay to learn certain things, they are not fools. They're investing. And for every good investment, you must have a return on investment. I spoke about it last week and last 2 weeks as well. There is what we call the non-monetary returns on your investment, and there is a monetary returns on your investment. Oftentimes, we're focused on the monetary returns. I invest 10 naira, I must get 20 naira or 30 or 40 naira. But you can have a huge value of non-monetary returns that can ensure that in the next 5 years, in the next 6 years, you are at a certain level that can give you high returns. And that is what I want you to start focusing on as an entrepreneur. Look beyond the immediate. I want you to have a long-term focus. Long-term focus. What can I be doing now that would ensure that in the next 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, I can double my income, triple my income, stabilize myself, ensure that my business grows. If that is within your interest or your vision. So don't just focus on the monetary returns. Also look at the non-monetary returns you can get from an investment, right? And that is where capacity building comes into play, because that's one key thing about non-monetary returns. You might not immediately see the essence of building your capacity, but in the long term, it helps to perform more efficiently. It helps you to be more creative. You are able to build a more sustainable process that can help you deliver efficient services, expand your market, or provide more value to your current customers. So don't look down on that aspect, right? Don't just focus on the monetary returns for any investment you make. Now, I want to go into the next factor. Remember, we're still talking about, am I ready to expand my business? Are you ready to expand your business? When do I expand my business? And I mentioned some key things. We've talked about, we've actually looked at some of the factors. We've looked at capacity. We've looked at the structure. And now I want to talk about funding. Funding is very, very important for a business to grow. You can't expand a business on a shoestring budget. What do I mean by a shoestring budget? A very tight budget. You can't expand a business on that. For you to expand your market, you need to invest funds into it. And for you to even start talking about investing funds into your business must have attained a certain level of income stability. You can project, every month I make a minimum of 100,000 naira. So if your business have not gotten to the level where it brings in sustainable level of income every month, my dear, do not infuse more funds into that business. Do not infuse more funds into that business. I am a firm believer in starting small, solidifying, and growing gradually. Take it easy. I always like to use the aeroplane. You see how the aeroplane, when it starts, the engine comes on. It doesn't just take off. Yep. You find out that when the engine comes on, it starts taxing. It starts taxing. And then gradually, it lifts itself. it goes, and then it stabilizes and it keeps flying. Don't be in a hurry to do phew and you move. You're not a rocket. Don't go like a rocket in your business. Phew, 1, 2, 10, 9, 8, 7, and phew, it goes up fly. Take it easy and learn the lessons. At every level, there are lessons to be learned. Give yourself and your business the permission to learn those lessons. These lessons are invaluable. These are the lessons that help to solidify your business. There's certain mistakes I will never make again. There's certain kind of investments I will not do, no matter how look it looks like. Why? I've made those mistakes. I've learned from it. There are certain things you come to me that say, this is nice. The profit margin is beautiful, but I cannot deal with this because this is not in my area of interest. I don't have to swing at every good ball. I don't have to swing at every good ball because you will get distracted if you're going after everything. So investing fund into your business is critical, that you have the funds to invest, 1. 2, that you have the structure, the systems, and the processes that can absorb the funds you're putting into the business, and that the business has the capacity of actually utilizing the funds you've invested in it to create added income for the business. So don't just keep dumping money into a business. There's some level your business is at. You can't put in more funds there. The funds has to be at a certain level. You will even drown the business by putting in too much funds, because what is the outlet? What is the demand-supply ratio? So it takes me to the demand factor as well. There has to be a level of demand for your product or services before you start thinking about expansion, and a sustained level of demand and your ability to meet that demand before you start thinking about. Don't get sentimental, because sometimes some sales, some services are seasonal, and you need to recognize those seasons. So in every business, there are periods, there are seasons, depending on what kind of business you are. Let me give you an example. For someone who is into decoration, event planning, we do know that around festive periods, January, Easter, July, August, November, December, there is a high level of events happening. Marriages, weddings, a lot of things happen around that period. So you can't use those seasonal period as a benchmark. Remember what I said before. You want to be sure that you have a sustained level of income. Yes, you must have like high periods, low period, that is okay. But at the same time, while your business goes through high period, low period, there has to be a sustained level of income you get every month that you can afford to pay for your overhead. At least pay for your overhead and have some margin. Otherwise, you're going to be eating into your capital. You're going to be eating into your capital. So be very careful with funding. Now, when I see people say, oh, all I just need is funds. And I say, no, all you just need is not funds. You need much more than funds. You need much more than funds. You need a skill set. Capacity is key. You need a market. You need return customers. So before you even think about expanding, I would ask you, how many return customers do you have? You must have at least a level of returning customers that you are sure at least every month these 10 persons will come back to purchase from me. At least every month 12 persons come back to purchase from me. And what are their level of purchase? What are their level of investment in your business? These are not sentimental decisions you make. They are very practical business decisions that needs to be made. And that takes me to the next factor, which is data. Mining data, your business data. It may sound complex, but it's very simple. Just like what I've said. How many customers do you have? How many customers comes to you in a month? What is the average amount of money they spend on your products or services? What are your, if you have maybe one or two line of services or products, which ones are your best sellers? What are the key, what are your unique products that you know they would always come back? So you need to have certain key information before you make that decision to say, I'm ready to expand. I want to add a new line to my business. I want to expand and go into a new location, right? You don't just make those kind of decisions without any form of data. Data is key. It is the life wire of any business. If I ask you now, my dear, how many customers do you have? How many come back in a month? What kind of products do they buy? What kind of services they come to you for? On an average, how much do each of these customers spend? How much do you spend on overhead costs, running costs every month? What is your profit margin on your products or services? How do you quantify your time, value your time, and include it in your pricing system? What pricing system do you need to have to keep your business afloat and for your business to thrive? These are key things you need to know. Who are your competitors in the market? What are they doing? What is their pricing system like? What is their edge over you? Or what is your edge over your competitors? Very key, very, very key data you need to know. You can't operate your business in isolation. Yes, we keep saying focus on your lane. Focus on your lane in business doesn't really mean that you don't have to lift your head up and look at your environment. You need to understand what is happening within your business ecosystem. What is happening in your ecosystem? Who are the major players? What are the changes? What is the new technology? And you know why these are very important? They also affect your business. So whether you like it or not, they have an impact on your business. So you need to be very intentional about it. You can't just operate your business. You have your customers, you sell to them. Except you're not thinking long-term for your business. So if you're thinking long-term for your business, then these are the key things you really need to pay attention to, right? Very key things you need to pay attention to. I hope you're really getting some value from this. You know, the Friday night hangout is a program where I really want to inspire us to be the best version of ourselves. I share with you life lessons and from my own professional experience as well, so that you can be the best at what you do. When I say we win together, I really mean we win together. No man is an island. We can all win together. No one needs to lose for anyone to win. So I want you to really take this conversation seriously and really look within your business. If you get knowledge and you don't apply it, then the knowledge is wasted. It's really wasted. So just look at how you're running your business currently. Do you need to restructure? Do you need to go back to the drawing board? Do you really need to go back to the drawing board? No one knows it all. Every human being needs to be inspired at one point or the other. Every human being needs a sounding board. And that's why I still have my own coach. Yesterday, I had a session with my coach. And I got a lot of clarity for some certain business decision I wanted to make. Some I had to say, okay, after having a conversation with her, I said, okay, this one is not yet time for this one. I'm going to put it in a parking space. So don't take these conversations for granted. Thank you so much, Confidence. Confidence says, I'm enjoying this topic. Yes, I'm getting value from this topic. It's absolutely amazing. I'm happy that you're getting value from this topic and, you know, that is reaching out to you. So if you're just joining in, a very big welcome to you. Welcome to the Friday night hangout. This is a show that is designed to help you be the best version of yourself. It's also designed to help you live your authentic life, from sharing tools, life experiences, and bringing on board women, men who have broken grounds, their different endeavors. So the Friday night hangout is your space. And I would always say, take advantage of, the conversations that we have here. Run with it, and I can tell you, you would see a difference in how you think, in how you operate, and the results that you get. Because at the end of the day, what I really want is for us to win together. We can win together. No one needs to dim their light for any other person's light to get brighter. We can all soar together. We can all, let our light shine so brightly for all to see, right? Okay, so welcome, welcome, welcome. And the conversation still continues. So we're talking about the timing for market expansion, the timing for expanding your business. And we're looking at some key factors. We've talked about the structure of the business, we looked at the capacity, we've looked at funding, we've looked at, we're just right now talking about the relevance of, investing in yourself. Really, very key. Really, really, very key. So it's not it's not as you can't make sentimental decisions when it comes to expansion. Don't be in a hurry. And we talked about data. Allow data to inform your decisions. And so I ask you, even that business you think is a small business, how are you getting feedback from your clients, from the way you run your business, and applying it into strengthening your business? So if you want to run a sustainable business, you can't just run your business without getting feedback. So it's not just about pursuing reviews. Some of us are so focused on getting reviews from our clients. Yes, reviews are good. Reviews help to provide social proofing for your business and helps your business to build credibility. But beyond reviews, you also need to look at other indices or factors within your business that you can mine data from, get information from, and apply the knowledge you've gotten into expanding your structure, into solidifying your structure, if that is the level you are on. And I want to encourage someone here. You may think that I've been doing this business 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. I haven't seen any results. My dear, you're just starting. You're doing very, very well. You're doing so well. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years is still a short time in any business life. 1 year, 2 years, you're still at the baby stage. You're still at the foundational stage. 4 years. When you cross 5 years, then we can now talk about, okay, you're attaining into maturity. So 5 years downwards, you're still at the learning stage. So be gentle on your business and yourself. Be gentle on yourself and your business. You're doing well. You're doing well. Stop comparing your business with the next business. So you're doing well. Focus. Energy grows where focus goes. When you focus on something and give it positive energy, it grows. So stop grumbling. And that's why we're having this conversation the month of May, to help you solidify your business, to let you know that you're doing well, you're on the right path, and then to look at the gaps. Where are the areas you can strengthen? So don't look down on what you've achieved. It's not easy to run a business. So I applaud you. I celebrate you honestly. If you're here, you're an entrepreneur, and you've been in business for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, more than 1 year, I celebrate you. Don't give up. Listen, to run business in Nigeria is not it's not a child's play. And it's not for the faint-hearted or the lily-livered. To run a business in Nigeria and the business thrives, anyone you see running a thriving business in Nigeria, respect that fellow. It's not easy. Is it from power to price fluctuations? It's difficult to really plan with the kind of business and policy environment we have in Nigeria. So if you're in business, then you're doing well. Keep at it. That's why we are having this conversation the month of May. Look at the little things you can do or the big things that you need to do. Don't be in a hurry. Business is for the long term, it's for the long haul. Except for those who don't really know why they're in business. They're just looking for anywhere there's money. And that's you can't be in business because you just want money. I keep saying this, it has to be a desire much more than money. A desire to give value, a desire to create transformation, a desire to make a difference. That is what keeps you going on when the going gets tough. If it's just money, you will fall by the roadside. Do you know there's some jobs I will execute? I'll look at myself and say, Joy, you're doing so well. You're doing so well. So that when I look at the changes I've been able to do, but at the individual level, institutional level, and I'm like, wow, you're doing well, girl. Keep doing it. You need to also give yourself positive affirmations. It's very important. Very, very important. Because you bring your energy into your business. So if you bring in low energy, you bring in negative energy, it affects your business. So I want you to speak life into that your business. I want you to give positive affirmations into your business. I don't joke. You see me, I don't joke with positive affirmations. One of my mantra is too focused to give up. So no matter how hard it is, I'm saying, babe, you're too focused to give up. There's always a solution to every challenge. That's my firm belief. So I don't give up. There's always a solution. It may not be the solution I want, but there's a solution. Right? So give yourself that permission to speak positive things into your business and watch your business grow. Give it time. Stop comparing. Exactly, confidence. Start small and grow big. Keep pushing. Be focused. Have a plan. Even if everything in your plan doesn't fall into place, but have a framework. It keeps you in place. It also keeps you in check. You can monitor to see how you're doing. If you have no plan, you have no way of measuring what you're doing, how then do you know that you're growing? How then do you know that you're growing? So you need to have certain what I'll call indicators in place that will tell you that you're doing well. You need to change your strategy. You need to do some. There has to be some level of indicators or benchmark within your business. And this is what you mine your data from. This is where you get your information from. And you also need to know the seasons in your business. Do not make decisions based on just your high season. I need you to have a holistic perspective of the different seasons in your business. And then plan for it. So remember, we've talked about the factors that you need to consider before you talk about expansion is your business structure, your customer base, finance, funding, data, capacity. Very, very key. You also need to look at your business environment. Your business environment, the ecosystem you're operating in. You can't make such financial and growth decisions in isolation. Who are the major players within your industry? Who are the medium players within your industry? Who are those operating at the same level you're operating? You need to know what they are doing. I'm not saying copy them, but it's important to be aware of what is happening in your business environment. Because at the end of the day, what is happening in your business environment impacts on your business. So you need to always be, aware, intentional, alert to understand the changes that is happening within your business environment. I also talked about technology. Whether we like it or not, in this day and age, technology has an impact on our business. There's certain businesses you would be running when a new technology comes, bam, it impacts on your business. So you need to, and for you to remain relevant, you need to be able to adapt. And that's why you need to monitor your business environment. Keep abreast, know what technology is on board, see and understand how it impacts on your business. Very, very important. Very, very important. Otherwise, you'll be swept away. You become irrelevant in the industry. And that's not what you want to do. You don't want to remain irrelevant in your industry, right? You want to be able to stay in your industry, carve out your own niche, and do what you know how to do best. But being in business, you need to consider all this. So business development is not just it's not a one-step thing. It involves a whole lot of things. We talked about demand and supply as well. Your marketing. How do you market your brand? What is your marketing strategy like? Do you know where your clients are? Do you know how to reach them? Can you speak the language that they speak? If you're selling to a particular audience, you don't understand the pain they are going through, you don't understand how your business provides a solution, you don't understand their language. Every business has its language. Every business has its language. So if you do not understand the language of your business, then you're in trouble. You're in serious trouble. Because every business has its language. And you need to get ready. So expanding your business should not be made, it's not a spur of the moment decision. Wow, I can move to I'm now in Enugu. I need to have a business in Abuja, have a location. It's not a guide, you know. Business for the long, if you want to do the long term, the long haul, you need to have all these things we said to be in place. So you're not just running audio business. You also want to make profit while you're also creating that transformation, adding value. You want for you to be able to stay in business, your business needs to pay its way. If your business is not paying, you can't sustain it. You shut it down. So, you know, we've discussed a number of things, and I hope that you took note, and you can also play this video again. And then I would always say, I love to talk about reflecting, because this kind of conversation we have is not something you just waltz through. And this conversation is really for business owners, for entrepreneurs. Look at your current situation. Some of you are thinking about expanding. Some of you have just expanded. Some of you are not yet at the level of expansion. And so these are some of the things you can also consider before you think about doing that. But at whatever level you are, the conversations we're having tonight would also come in very handy. You'll find them very, very useful. So I'm so happy. Let me see if there are people here. Just a second. So I do hope that our conversation tonight has really added something, you know, and you really can run with it, because that's what I would love to see. That's what I would love to see. That you're really moving ahead with it. Just a second. When I'm out of town and I'm not with Maya Daisy, she's the one that would usually help me fix what I'm trying to do now. So since Daisy is not here, Daisy is not here, but I have to. So yeah, so I see some of you here. I want to acknowledge Shola, Neka, Ruby, Bayo, Ozioma. God bless you all for joining in. Shola says positivism, exactly. And Neka says this: the first thing my father asked me when I wanted to start my business was, do you have a passion for this? Exactly. You can't beat passion. You just have, because that's what will really keep you going on. That's what will keep you, you know, it ignites you to go above board. You're committed, you want to do a lot of things, you want things to happen, you can change things, you fall down, you get up, you keep moving. It's the passion you have for that business. So if you don't have the passion for the business, nah. it's going to be very difficult for you to make a difference. Yes, Mr. Shula, environmental scanning, very important. Very, very important, because you can't operate business in isolation. Ruby, thank you so much. I appreciate. I appreciate this. Passion is the fuel. So true. So true. Passion is the fuel. So we can't. You see, we can have this conversation on business development. Is a very is really a whole lot. Is a whole lot. We've not even gone into marketing. You know, it's a whole lot, and it's important that we take this thing seriously. If you're an entrepreneur, there is the online business, there is the offline business, there is a hybrid business where you're operating online and offline. And really, if you want to build a thriving business, you need to have presence both online and offline. That should be one of your key strategies. Remember, there was a time Facebook, Instagram shut down for, was it 24 hours or 48 hours? Can you imagine the income that was lost in that period? Most entrepreneurs have forgotten that happened. And so I'll ask you today, if you're strictly online and build an online customer base, perfect, no problem. But it's down today. What is your plan B? So you can't even be talking about expansion and all that if you don't have all of this, your plan B, plan C in place, especially if you're running strictly online business. So look at the channels you're using, different channels. We don't talk about social media. Some of us just think it's Facebook, is WhatsApp. Is there a number of channels? So look at the channels that suit you, your person, and that suits, and where you can also find your clients. When I was speaking last week, I said there is a part of my business, a business that I run, and my clients are not online. They are not online. They are all offline. And so if I focus just online, I will miss that client. It means I can't even run that kind of business. So know your business and know where your audience are, know where your clients are. So you're not speaking to people who are not your clients. It does you no good. So it's very important you know where they are. Hey, Adeze, Augusta, Oluchi, Roma, nice to have you. Thank you for joining in. So it's very important, right? It's just very important that you have all of this in place. Don't just be in a hurry to you want to move. Joy has opened in Lagos, Abuja, Edo. So I have to open this. It's not a competition. If you want to stay in business long term, don't be in competition with anyone. Every business has its unique growth path. Find your business growth path and solidify it. Even if you're in the same business, it's not the same growth path. There are unique differences with each business that gives it the differentiating factor. Find your unique path of growth and stick with it. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry. And I want to appreciate you. I can't even stop saying this enough. If you're in business 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you're just starting out. So don't give up. Don't give up. Learn the lessons. And that's why we're having this conversation this month. Learn the lessons and apply the lessons you've learned. The challenge is when you don't learn from your mistakes and when you can't apply the new knowledge you've gained into your business, then you find yourself going in circles. I always tell my team, because we have review periods in all of my businesses. We have review points where I sit down with my team and we look at it frankly. We look at what did we do well, what did we not do well, what could we have done better, where are the gaps. Yesterday I had a team meeting and we're looking at, okay, what is the value? I had a team meeting and it was also a training. I was like, okay, what is the value of the training we had? What did not work? What worked? And then we also looked at the capacity we have. What kind of capacity do we need to have so we're not under pressure, so we can meet demand? And then we looked long term. I said, okay, I assigned responsibility to one of the team members. Talk to other team members. What are their training needs? Get the training needs. Where are the gaps? Because in each of their daily work life, they encounter challenges. And so I want to know where do you think you need support? And then we look inwards. We have that skill set inwards to train, or do we need to, outsource it? So if you are running in a team, please, this is very important. Very, very important. You need to be sure that you're on the same page with your team members. That's part of the way of bonding your team. That's part of the way of bonding your team. Good evening, Iroma. You can watch the replay, right? Because we're about wrapping up. So always be frank. And it's not easy to really look at the data. It's not easy to look at things and take firm decisions. Sometimes sentiments come into play. You don't want to face reality. You want to live in denial. You need to have those frank conversations with yourself. If you lie to everyone, you can't lie to yourself. And then if you have a team, you're not helping any team member by not being sincere. You can say difficult things in nice ways. Let the team member know when they're meeting and when they're not meeting up. It is for the good of everyone. If not, you will be burning out a certain member of the team. Because you find out that one person capacity is growing. If the capacity growth is not really spread, that person who is growing so fast will become burnt out. And the tendency is when someone has capacity, people want to dump. People want to dump. So you need to sometimes push certain persons out of their comfort zone. So look into your business. Now, I've talked about solopreneurs, and now I'm focusing on those that are running within teams. It's your responsibility as a business owner to make sure that no member of your team is burnt out. Provide support. Look at it. What do you need to do? So you need to be looking into your business as well. While you're spending some time for business development, creating new business, opening up channels, do not forget to look within and look at what is happening within your team. Look at ways of providing support and making sure other persons take responsibility of certain things. So I do hope that you found this conversation very interesting. As always, it is really exciting for me to have this conversation with you. And this brings us to, the end of our main conversation on the basis of business development. We said we've done this for, I think, 4 or 5 weeks. So I hope you really got out a lot from this. I would strongly recommend that if you've missed any of the episodes in this month of May and you're an entrepreneur, please go back and watch the first session, second session. It all built up to this point, and you will get lots of value. Yeah, you get lots of value. Thank you, Confidence. Thank you so much, Confidence. So I do hope that today's session you got lots of value. And I would not end our conversation tonight without reminding us June 10th is the date where we celebrate our 2nd year anniversary of the Friday Night Hangout. We also get to celebrate our 100th episode, which means that I've been showing up for 100 weeks. Oh my goodness. You don't know how that sounds, but I don't know about you, but I'm excited. I've been doing this for 100 weeks. It's not a joke. It's not a joke at all. Turning up every Friday. So me, I'm applauding myself. I'm celebrating myself. I'm celebrating my resilience, tenacity, commitment to this strive. Showing up, every Friday is not a joke. So 10th of June, which happens to be my birth month, we're going to be celebrating the 2nd year anniversary and 100th episode of the Friday Night Hangout. Now we're going to have just a small group of persons that we're going to invite. Yay! Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Shola. Thank you, Roma. Thank you, Kafo, Jennifer. Thank you so much, Roma. Thank you. We're going to be celebrating the 100th episode and the 2nd year anniversary. Every milestone is worth celebrating. And this is me also telling you Celebrate your milestones. Do not wait for anyone to validate your growth or your milestones. You know what took you to get to that point. So celebrate it. It gives you the momentum to keep pushing. It gives you the energy. Whenever I think about, when I traveled in April, I was moving around a lot of countries, and I got to Geneva. I had a long day. I was tempted. I finished my day's activity like 30 minutes to 7 p.m. And I was tempted not to show up. But I now told myself, Joy, if you don't show up, it means you cannot celebrate your 100th episode on the 10th of June. Nah, 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 nah. I just have to show up. I just have to show up. So you need to celebrate yourself and the struggle, the sacrifices you've made to get to where you are. Don't make light of it. Don't make light of it. Don't focus on someone else's journey to the extent that you don't appreciate your own journey. Being an entrepreneur is not a joke, it's not a walk in the park. So I celebrate you. And I ask you to join me in celebrating me and Friday Night Hangout and you. Because without you, the tribe, there'll be no Friday Night Hangout. So join me Friday night. We're going to select some persons who is going to be in the studio with me live on Friday the 10th. And we're going to select. I wanted to do the selection today, but I'm going to leave it till next week Friday so I can ask questions. I'll have time to ask questions. Next week Friday is going to be so much fun. So we're going to ask some questions on Friday Night Hangout. And for those living in Enugu, if you get the questions correct, then you can join us in the celebration. Of course, there's going to be food, there's going to be music, laughter. There's going to be so much fun. Dancing shoes. Congratulations to us. Thank you so much, Iroma. Thank you so much, Ozioma. Thank you, Oluchi Felix. Thank you so much, Adeze. I'm so glad you all got value. Thank you. So Iroma says it's fully packed. Thank you so much. Right. So come in next week, Friday, expectant. We're going to spend a large chunk of our time next week, Friday, getting ready for the Friday Night Hangout 100th episode and second year anniversary. And I'm also promising we're going to have some new features that we're going to add to the Friday Night Hangout. Some new features. When you get to a milestone, it's now time for you to look around and assess. So we've gotten to that point where these two new features, they're very important. We add them to sustain the tempo, to add more value, and to really give you more value as well. So I'm really excited. I want you to invite your family, your friends, whoever you know that loves to have fun and love to learn and love to share. This is a very happy tribe. I want to appreciate you for the energy I get, the support I get on the Friday Night Hangout. I do not take it for granted at all. I deeply appreciate each and every one of you. I see the regulars. Some persons, when I don't see them, I know there's an issue. They usually turn up every Friday night. So thank you. Thank you for keeping faith. Thank you for staying around, really staying around and adding value. So thank you so much for tonight. It's really been a deep pleasure and honor. And for those of you who are interested, tonight at 10 p.m. on my Telegram channel, I'm going to be discussing Thy Will Be Done. Please join me on the Telegram channel tonight at 10 p.m. It's just 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. It's 1 hour. It's really 1 hour. But it's going to be 1 hour, very interactive session. Join me on Telegram channel. I have this program once every month. Once every month, we have that conversation on the Telegram channel. So please don't forget to join me. And then next week, Friday, I'm going to give a lot of discounts on my products, my coaching programs, my books. So next week, Friday is going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. And then from next week, Friday until the 10th of June, you don't want to miss the Friday Night Hangout because we're going to be having a lot of gifts, a lot of discounts, a lot of giveaways. So you don't want to miss that. Okay, we're running up. We're just running late, so it's past time, 4 minutes past 8, And I know that you will have a lot of things to do. So thank you so much for joining in. I see all of you. Thank you so much, so much, so much. If I omitted calling your name, please do forgive me. It's not intentional. And I look forward to seeing you tonight at 10 p.m. on our Telegram channel. And don't forget to join me next week, Friday, where we have that. Next week, Friday is going to be the first Friday in my birth month. It's significant. It is significant. I'm celebrating possibilities this year, and I invite you to join me. So till I see you next week, Friday, from me to you for now, it's bye. I love you. I honor and celebrate you. Thank you for always joining Friday Night Hangout. I do not take your presence at all for granted. So I'll see you tonight at 10 p.m. on my Telegram channel, and I look forward to see you on the Friday Night Hangout next week, Friday. Bye for now. Mwah. Love you so much.